Manika. How are you, both of you? Good?
Yes, and then
Yeah. Okay, Malika and Sudhal. Yeah, as you know, we are going to record this session for educational purpose. Yeah, 2 more seconds and we can start. Okay, girls, so we will start. All right. So today our lesson is the impact of personal, social, and cultural on learning. Okay. Now, today in this lesson, we are going to learn the objectives are like identify key personal, social, and cultural factors that influences learning in education and training. Explain how these factors can impact learner motivation, engagement, achievement, and behavior. And we will learn that analyze the role of the teacher in recognizing and responding to diverse learner needs arising from personal, social, or cultural backgrounds. And even we are going to see like how to evaluate strategies for creating inclusive learning environment that respect and support learner diversity. And at last, then we are going to reflect on their own values and assumptions and potential bias. Is this clear?
yes, it's clear.
Right. Okay, Sudhan. Thank you, Malika. Okay, Sudhan. Now we are going to start the lesson. So you've seen the so far. Now you have seen the objectives what we are going to learn today. So now first question is that for you because today's lesson will be mostly on discussion. Okay, because it is on the backgrounds, culture, and social. Now, first question I'm going to ask you like before we start, in what ways do your background, culture, or personal experience has supported you or challenged you in your learning? So anyone can give it answer?
Yeah, sure. I will say in terms of language background, since I am PAL and we, English is not my native language. When in educational setting or environment, work environment,
Yeah.
we have to face like language challenges like in terms of speaking, basically. So this is one of the challenges that we need to have to face.
Okay. Okay.
Excuse me, I can't see any slide.
All right. 1 minute. Let's see. Let me check. Okay. Because I have shared it. Malika, can you see the slide? Okay, let me stop again and I will just okay, I will stop again and I will just like try to get it again because it was seen to me. Okay. Mm. Now can you see?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Sudhan. So let me know. Thank you very much. Okay, Malika, you can see? Yeah? Can you put the thumbs up if you can see like? Yeah, good. Thank you. Okay. So let me put this on. I will just get rid of this one first and then I will come here. Now can you see, right? You're sure, right? Yes, girls?
Yes, yes, I can see.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so this is about today's topic, the impact of personal, social, and culture on learning. We are going to see this today, okay? Let me repeat the objectives. So these are the today objectives we are going to learn. Identify the personal, social, and culture factors that affects the learning, okay? And we will see some of the factors can impact the learners for the motivation, engagement. So we are going to see like how we can engage them and what make them to disengage. Okay, so we are going to see that factors and then we are going to analyze the role of teacher in recognizing and responding Okay, and then we are going to learn, evaluate the strategies for creating an inclusive learning environment. And then last will be like reflecting your own values, okay, and assumptions and potential bias. Okay, is this okay? Right. So now here, as like Sudhans, you told me your challenges, and now Malika, can you say me like what like any like background or culture or personal experiences supports you in learning, Malika? Malika, Malika, are you there? Malika, I can't see Malika. Where the Malika went? Sudhans, can you see Malika?
No.
Okay. Okay, let us then. Sudhans, you can see the slide, right? I think Malika maybe has some network issue, data issue, all right.
Correct. Yes, I can see now.
Yeah. So now, Sudhans, we will go with this one. As you have shared that you have a challenge, you feel like a challenge, right? In learning because of your language, right? And working in the force, okay? Right. Now we will see learning. And when you're doing the learning, like learning is not just academic, it is shaped by our background, identity, and environment. Okay. Every learner brings a unique set of experience in the classroom. Understanding these influences help us become effective learner and educator. Okay, so this is like a learning. They are saying like learning is not just an academic. It is not that you are just learning in the schools, but you learn through your background, you learn through your identity, and you learn through your environment around you. Yes, so this matters. So same goes with the students. When we have many students in the class, they are coming from different background, different identity, and from the different environment. Okay, understanding, and when you're going to understand this, your learners, it will help us to become a effective. If you're a student, it will be an effective learner, and if you're a teacher, then you will be an effective educator. Okay, let's see now. So we will see now how learning is impacted by personal, social, and cultural. Okay, they are overlapped. Okay, every learner has his personal factors, social factors, and cultural factors. Let us start with our learner. Yeah, our first factor is personal factor. Now, girls, can you give me any idea what is personal factor according to you? Can be which can make you to like when you're learning or you're like feel like I want to study. So, what are the personal factors you decide for yourself? Any idea?
Self-confidence.
Yeah, self confidence is correct. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So now personal factors, these are the internal individual factors that directly influence learning performance. Okay. So these are the personal factors. This comes from your inside. Okay. So this is the individual factor. And now let us see some of the examples. What are they? Now, personal factors can be, as Malika told me, like motivation. Okay. So motivations, this makes you to learn. Yes, if you're an like if you have motivate, like you have a motivation, I want to do this, you will learn it. If you don't have any motivation, you will say, oh, why I should do this, right? Same happens with the students. Same happens with the learners. Okay, so I will just get the close this one. so that you can see clearly. So now you can see here, first is motivation. So are learners goal driven or disengaged? So as a teacher, you should know, you should try to understand your class. Is my learners goal driven or disengaged? Okay. Now they can be, your learners can be intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Now intrinsic means what they are like, they have an interest from internal drive. Okay. They want to learn. And extrinsic are like, these are the external drives, like they want to earn, they want to learn for to earn money, good status, good position. This is external. And intrinsic is like they are interested because they love it, they love the subject, they love the work. Okay, so this is intrinsic. So as a teacher, you should know your learners motive, are you motivating them, are they doing good, or you want to like something change in your lessons, or change in your teaching behavior. Okay, so you have to look for that. So this is a personal factor which many students face, and we see that in our class many learners are disengaged. Okay, now next factor is health and well-being. Now person's health and well-being also hidden stop the learner to be engaged in the class. Okay, so it can be a poor physical or mental health, can affect the attendance, focus, and emotional regulation. So even you need to keep eye on the health and well-being of your learners. Next, we have confidence and self-esteem. So now confidence and self-esteem, now this is also one of the personal factor of the learner. A confident learner is more likely to take part, ask questions, and take risks. Okay, if you see that learner is very confident, like you feel like he's taking part in the questions and taking like everything whatever you say, they he or she does with the interest. So this is the confidence and the self-esteem. Next is, we can see learning style and preferences. Now many learners, your many students will have different styles and different preferences. They will prefer different thing. Okay, some prefer visual aids, some people will like, some students in your class, they are going to like visual aids. Other, they want like hands-on tasks, like maybe boxes or something. Okay, and preference affects the engagement, and this will affect your, if affect your class engagement. Okay, so learning styles are also important. This also comes under the personal factor. Previous knowledge, now this is very very important. Previous knowledge, like past educational experience, shape current understanding and attitude. Now past educational experience is also a personal factor. If the child is coming from another country and going to this country where the English is the main language, there may may your student can feel like disengaged because of the experience what he has in English or maybe in another subjects. So the past educational experience shapes the current understanding and attitude in the class. Okay, is this okay? So we have seen different examples. Okay, and now let us see what are the personal factors. There is a one activity. Which of these personal factors affects you the most as a learner? Now, as you've seen, like we have in personal factors, we have many different sub factors. So what do you think? Which factor has affected you? Yes, Manika, can you say the answer for this?
Yeah, sure. I think motivation plays an important role. For
Hmm.
example, if we say a self-motivated learner or a learner who is interested in topic, I think he or she will understand it well and more likely to complete it, assignments on time.
Yes, it's correct. Sudhansh, do you want to add something?
Yes, sir. If we talk about personal factors, family support is also very important factor. If your family is supportive towards your learning and towards your access, so we can better
Yes.
learn the things. Yeah, this that's my point.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, it's true. Okay. Right, it's correct. Okay, so as Malika told, the motivation. So affects some, yeah, now like if the learner says motivation affects me most when I am interested in a topic, I engage deeply and remember more. But when I am not motivated, I struggle to focus and procrastinate. Okay, so procrastinate is like postponing the things. Okay, and so Dance, your answer was also correct. You need a family support to get on. Yeah, it's correct. Right. Now let us see the next factor which affects the learning is a social factor of the learner. Okay. Now what is a social factor? Social influences come from relationship and social environment. Okay. Now Sudhanshan told me that we like family support is very important. So family support will come under social factor. Okay. There's a social factor now. Let us see some examples. What are the social factors? So you can see Anna. So first, like you have family support. So this is social because you need this is very very important. You need a support from your family. So encouragement from home affects the learner's commitment to education. Okay, if your family is supporting you, you can very well go with your commitments to the education. Yeah. Next we have peer influence. Now, peer influence also helps. Okay. So, positive peer. If you are in the positive peer, you will do positive things. If you are in a negative peer, peer is like your friend circles, you will do negative things. This happens, right? So, positive peer groups can boost learning, negative ones can discourage efforts. Okay. So, you can see a peer learning, peer group is also very important if you want to succeed in your life. Okay. And this is a social factor. And then we have socio-economic status can impact the access to resources, okay, like books, internet, tutoring, time for study, or even nutrition. So the social economic status, like if you have lack of money, then naturally then you can't buy good books, you can't have good internet or good tutoring, and this can affect your growth. Okay, so this is a social status. So these were these a few some of the factors under social factors. Okay. Now there is a some of the there is activity now. Can you let me know what you feel, true or false? You're going to give to you have to give me answer in true or false. Socio-economic status is a personal factor. So Sudhansh, do you feel it is social like socio-economic is a personal factor?
No, I think it comes under social factors, maybe as the name suggests.
Yeah. So socio-economic status is under social factor. It is not personal because it is related to second party. Okay. So it's false. It's correct. So now so far we have seen personal factors, social factors. Now let's see cultural factor. So cultural factor also affects us and our learners. Okay. Now see here. Cultural factors, deep rooted beliefs, values, language, and traditions that influence how a learner sees the world, right? So this like culture factor start from our home, okay, and where we live. Okay, so these are the culture factors which makes a deep rooted in our beliefs and values. Okay. Now let us see some of the sub factors under that can be cultural norms. Okay. Some cultures value group work and cooperation. Others emphasize competition and individual effort. Okay, so what are the cultural norms? Every culture has their norms, okay? And we are affected by that, okay? And then we have language and communication. Okay, so every country has their own language and communications. So non-native speakers may struggle with expression or misunderstanding instructions. Okay, so this is also a barrier, language and communication, and this comes under culture. Okay. Next we have religion. Okay, so religion, now observance of religion practice, example, fasting, prayer times may impact attendance or participation. Okay, so this is also one of the cultural factor. Then we have next one, cultural attitudes toward education. Okay, now this is a cultural attitude. So some may view teachers are absolute authorities, other may accept collaboration. Now what this means, like some culture may feel that the teachers are like authorities, they give orders, they explain everything, they always keep on talking, like so they feel that the teacher is acting as a authority in the class. Okay. And some may feel that teachers are like a guide. Okay, they are doing the two-way interactions, and they are like a collaboration to us. So this is the different views according to the culture towards the education. Next we have is in the cultural representation in curriculum. Learners are more engaged when they see their culture reflected in materials. You will see in your class when you're teaching something cultural, and the learner from that culture will participate more. Okay, they will be more engaged because they know the things and they like the things. Okay, so this is also important, right? So these were the some of these are factors under social factor. Okay, so now there is a one activity as now you have seen the social factors. So can you think of time when culture helped or hindered your learning? So Sudhansh, can you say something on this one? Any experience or anything like any challenge or something?
Yes, one example coming to my mind that being a girl in our culture, uh, did, people do not support higher education, especially working in uh, you say uh, corporate sector. So
Hmm.
girls can't learn if they feel pressure of not being excelled. If they have faced, they need to face such kind of things. So this kind of pressure and less support also impact the learning, whatever the gender is.
That's true. Yeah, Malika, do you want to add something?
Yeah, sure. Culture basically help my learning when there are really good discussions in our class a long time ago, and all our views are welcome. It also makes me feel comfortable and myself, and I feel confident to share. However, once I must say, hindered me when I felt shy speaking up because English was not my first language, and I worried that I'm saying correctly or being
Yeah.
misunderstood.
Yes. So both answers are good. Okay. Well said. Right. And now, like this is for answer from the student. Like when I studied abroad, I noticed that in my culture, we are taught not to question teachers. But in the new environment, participations and debates were encouraged. It took me time to adjust and feel comfortable speaking up. Right. So yeah, both like whatever you told both of you is very correct, and you can see the reflection of your answers in this also. Right. Right. Now, so far, like we have seen, girls, like there are three major factors which affects the learning. Okay, which affects the learning. So the first was personal factor, second was your social factor, and third was your which one? Cultural. Yes, right. Now this is a question like you are going to ask why this matters actually. Like as a teacher, why this matters to you, why you want to know your learners social factors or personal factors or cultural factors, how this will help you, any idea or any thoughts?
Yes, since we
But
support inclusion and differentiation, so if being a teacher, I need that if I want that all of my students excel on the same page, so I need to know what are the factors impacting them and how I need to adapt my teaching style and inclusive strategies so that I can better help them to grow.
Yes, well said, Sudhansh. Good. Malika, do you want to add something? Are you happy with Sudhansh?
yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, happy with Sudhansh. Okay, right. So as Sudhansh told, it's correct. Okay, so if you know your learners' social, personal, or cultural backgrounds, everything factors, it will help you to create an inclusive classroom. identify the barriers, okay, improve the learners engagement, so and encourage the mutual respect, and address the misbehavior or a disengagement. Okay, so this will help you to do your class, your teaching better. All right, next one now. This is a small quiz, small question. What is the teacher's role in responding to diverse learners' needs? So, which option you think is good for teacher to respond to diverse learners' needs?
Option
Which one option? Option number
C, third one.
C. Okay, Malika, is the same answer, or you want to add something?
Yeah, I think it's option C because in diverse learner needs, teacher, it is teacher role to recognize and respond to learners' individual backgrounds.
Yes, very well done, Malika. Well explained. Yeah, it's correct. It's C. Okay. Yeah, teacher will recognize and respond to the learner individual background, and which will make your learning best, and it will be like something that your students are learning and they are getting. Okay, good thing. Right, we have one more activity. Now, so far we have seen three factors, and you are now well known. Now, what are the like their feelings, or maybe personal, or maybe something psychological effect? Okay, anything like you feel like. Now, I have given you some of the your examples here. So, can you now? I will just say like, Sudansh, can you write all the personals? Okay, all the personals, pick the examples from the top and put them in the personals. So you're going to write in your book if you want, or you can write in the chat as you want. And Malika, can you write all the social factors? So
Yeah,
Sudhansh, you're going to write all the personal factors. You can write in your book, and then you can later on say me, or you can write in the chat. It's okay. And same goes with the Malika. You're going to write all the social factors. Sorry, let me get the thing. Yeah, here you go. So now I can see you. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Sudhansh, ready? Okay. Can you say me personal factors? What are the personal factors according to you?
Yeah, as I have written confidence, motivation,
Confidence?
and learning preferences.
Yeah, it's correct. Competence, motivation, learning preferences. Well done. Right. And now, Malika, what about you? What are the social factors? Have you found some of the social factors from this?
yeah, I think peer relationships, family support, social class, and I must add community and hobbies.
All right. Perfect. Social support. All right. So it's a teacher support. Ah, yes, correct. All right. And now, cultural. What are the left one? Are the cultural? Okay, because you have done the personal, social, and cultural. Okay, well done. So you got the points, like whatever you told was correct. For the personal column was for Sudhansh, it was very correct. Social column was for Malika, and the left one, that the cultural, are language and religion. Yeah, makes sense. Right. Right now, so far now, I think girls, you are very well aware now. What are the social factors? What are all the examples come under that? And what are the cultural factors? And what are the it was personal factors. Okay, and now you think, now why understanding this factor is crucial personal, cultural, and social. Now, this is very crucial. Why you think is crucial actually? Because now initially we have seen as a teacher why you want to know, right? So that was a question initially, that why you want to know as a teacher. So that was very well said by you people. And now, what are the factors? Why are these factors very crucial? What make you to think with the word like crucial? Any thoughts, Malika? Why they are crucial? Like they are very
Yeah,
important.
yeah, I wanna add here that understanding these factors, I must say,
Understand.
helps teachers to remove barriers and tailor support for better learner success.
Yes, yeah, structure. Yeah, you got her point actually. Yeah, Sudansh, do you want to add something?
Yeah, I wanted to add that understanding this sector is very important, so that
Yeah.
whatever the role I have, if I'm a learner or parents or teacher, I need to know that what things
Mhm.
is hindering my progress, and where I should work, and where I am okay with the things. So I think it is important.
Okay, right. All right. So yeah, that's what I'll explain. Yeah, it's correct. So now the crucial factors. Now we will see first as a educator. If you are like a for teachers, it is very effectful to design your lessons and make an inclusive classroom and equitable environment for teachers. Okay. And now if you go for the trainers, it optimizes the professional development and skill. Okay. Now according to learners, why it is crucial. Develop self-awareness strategies for success. So this is very important here for policymakers to inform the. So we have diverse population with a different culture, different social, different personal factors. Okay, so this was a crucial for everyone. It is crucial for educator, for trainer, for learner, for policymakers. Now, for policymakers, question on that: how could education system better respond to these factors? What do you think? Now, this is education system. You're talking about the curriculum. Okay, so how they can, yeah, yeah, Sudansh.
I think education system is by providing the required resources, by managing the learning environment in that way that supports learning, that supports every kind of learning from whatever from background they are. It
Perfect.
must be supportive and inclusive in senses that everyone can grow and access.
Yes, is correct. And Malika, do you want to add something about the curriculum or something?
Yeah, I think education systems can help by using simple language, training teachers and staff, and give extra support to different learners, like giving worksheets to learners for learners first language, which can help them to understand better.
Yes, well said. Yeah, both of you told whatever you explained is very correct. Okay, yeah. So now it is like by providing more individual support. Okay, they should provide more individual supports, offering flexible learning options to the learner, including diverse culture perspectives in the curriculum. Okay, all right. Now, so far we have seen the factors, and I think the girls, you are very well understood actually what they are and how you are going to find in your learners. Okay. Now let's see. Here is a one. Now suppose you're in your class, you have one student, and his name is Ahmed. Okay. Now Ahmed is a quiet student from a refugee background. He rarely participates in discussions, appears anxious, and often seems tired. Okay. Now, what happened? You're going to think on these questions. Okay, I'm giving you like something 3 seconds. Think on this, or you can write it down if you want to collect the points, and then later you're going to say me your what are the MS personal social culture factors might be affecting, and what strategies you are going to use as a teacher, and how can the class environment can affect Ahmed. Yes. Let me get the screen first. I will just put the question slide again. 1 minute. Right. Yes, girls. So now I'm giving you 3 seconds. So have a look the question, and suppose you're just saying in your class you have a student called Ahmed, and these are the things, these are the problems. So what you how you're going to solve this?
Uh, I think if we talk about factors, factors may be into, as we have discussed before, there will be some sort of trauma, childhood trauma, language barriers. There will be some cultural differences. Uh, Also, there may be some lack of support that animals really.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. And Sudhanshu, do you want to add something in personal, social, and culture factors
Yeah,
affecting
sure.
Ahmed?
Firstly, since he is a refugee, he might have lack of friends, and might there might be language barriers since he is in another country. So it also might be feeling isolated uh, and homesickness. There can be many reasons that can be impacting their learning. And if we talk about strategies, the teacher first of all need to know what the learner wants, and then the teacher can provide one-to-one support upon learning their learning preferences. You can add visual ads or discussions in their own, use subtitles in their own language and in easy wording that the learner can better understand.
Yeah, perfect. Yes. And what about the class environment? If you find you have a some like a learner like Ahmed, so how you're going to make your class more engaging
Uh,
for
first of all,
Ahmed?
First of all, it is very important to create a safe classroom environment to teach other students that they need to respect that future student, their background, their culture, so that there are no chances of bullying and behavioral issues in the classroom, so that the learner do not feel isolated in that case. So if the learner will get the support and get supportive and positive environment, there will be no chances of getting behind from the other learner.
Yeah, well said, Sudhansh. Very good. And Malika, do you want to add something in class environment for Ahmed?
Yeah, I agree with Sudhas regarding creating safe place, safe environment, and I must add, we should encourage respectful behavior. Should celebrate diversity. For example, to make anyone comfortable in class, we can display posters showing
Yeah.
different cultures and languages.
Yeah, this correct. You can reward it. Yeah, this will make him happy. Yeah, it's correct. All right. So 1 minute. Right. Yeah, well said, girls. It was very nice and nicely explained. And this makes me to understand that you understood the concept of social, personal, and cultural factors. Okay, let's see some answers as example. So personal, social, and culture factors, as you have told, you have covered this one. Okay, so it's a different expectations about student participation, unfamiliar classroom culture. Okay, so unfamiliar classroom, as like Sudan has told us, maybe he's from other countries, so this is like unfamiliar classroom culture. Okay, well said. Next time, what strategies can a teacher use to support him? So, for example, like create a safe, welcoming environment, as like, okay, like Malika has added this. Use simple, clear language is visual aids. Okay, so if you see your learner is from other country or like some like he has any like disability or something like he can't understand very clearly, so you have to be very simple and clear language. So and you can use the visual aids for students like Ahmed. Check in privately to build trust. Now this is very important. Okay, when you're doing the strategies for your child, if you have any learner in your class is struggling, have a chat privately. Okay, chat with the learner, ask what they are facing, what are their problems, or what are their about what they are struggling, and what like depending on your situation. So please talk with them and get the trust. Okay, and the next is then offer alternative ways to participate. Now, as the Sudansh has told, maybe the Ahmad is from the other country. So now he is not willing to answer to everyone before everyone, like, so you can say, Ahmed, okay, you can write the answers and I will check it. Okay, so this is the alternate ways writing instead of speaking. Okay, refer to additional support service. And if you feel Ahmed, after doing all these efforts, also Ahmed is not responding, then you need to have take the support services from the school or anywhere you're working. You need support. Okay, so you have to contact the support people. Next question was how can the class environment be made more welcoming? Okay, so how you can do that? Here are some of the examples. Promote respect and kindness among all students. So just make a ground rule in your class. Respect everyone. Get respect. Okay, give respect. So when you're giving respect, you get respect. So promote respect and kindness among all students. Celebrate cultural diversity. Okay, so allow learners to share about their backgrounds. If there's sometime you're teaching anything and they started saying you something about their culture, listen them. Okay, so this will also help them to get the engagement in your lesson. Avoid slinging out students or making assumptions. Now this, as a teacher, you should avoid slinging. Okay, you should not say the student, oh yeah, like do you need like you should not shout in the class like, do you need help, you can't do yourself. Like you should not use any negative words to your class, to your student. Okay, and stop making assumptions. You should not make assumptions like you can't do anything, like you don't. So it is a main thing. If you see student like Ahmed, never to give them any negative remarks, okay, or negative words. Always be positive, say positively. Okay, use group work to encourage the peer support. And now like student like Ahmed, so he can work more good in group. Okay, so make the group and let them work. This will encourage the Emma to participate in the class and make the friends, as like you people have told him, because maybe he is having a lack of friends. So this will help him to build a relation in the class. Okay. Right. So Fanas, the scenario of Ahmed was very nice. Yeah, and you have given me answers very correctly. I'm happy. Now here is a reflection now on you. As now just you're going to think as learner, not as a teacher. Okay, now you think you're a learner. What personal factors affect your own learning? Now you're going to only think of personal factors, no social and no cultural, because now you know very well how they are differentiated. Some you have personal factors, some you have social factors, and some you have cultural. So now you're going to think on your personal factor, what is affecting your learning.
Yeah, I would like to respond it. And I think my own learning is affected by confidence, time management as a learner, and also motivation. For example, if I'm a learner and I have a lack of sleep, so it will be not good, and it affects me when I'm taking the class as a learner. I will feel tired. So I think these personal factors will affect my.
Yeah, that was all correct, Malika. Yeah. Sudhans, do you want to add your any personal factors which is affecting your learning?
Yes, sure. Since collaborative learning is very important, so I think confidence is something that affects my learning. As I do not too much into speaking and in group settings. So this is one of the personal factors that can impact
Okay.
my learning.
Yes, well said. Yes, correct. So now you can see, now you can answer very well what is personal factor. Yeah, because now you know what is social differently and what is cultural differently. Yeah. Well done. Yes. Now this is the example for this question. So some learners can say like stress and lack of sleep really affects my ability to concentrate and retain information. Okay, so this also comes under personal stress and lack of sleep. Okay, next question now. So how do your social connections help or hinder your progress? Now you're thinking as a learner. So Sudhansh, can you let me know how your social connections are affecting your learning?
I
They can
think
affect you. Yeah, you can give any one example, helping or affecting. Okay.
yeah, sure. Peer support helps a lot if your peer or friends if they are uh, their attitude is toward learning, you automatically get. So I can give you example of from my college time.
Mm-hmm.
My
Yeah.
friends, they were never into skipping any lecture, but I was have some intuition that we can skip any boring lecture. So if my friends were not skipping, I was also bound to take the lecture in
Perfect.
certain scenarios. Yeah. So this is an example that if your friends are very if they want to grow, you automatically have that kind of support in. But if your
Yes.
friends they are lagging behind in certain situation, so this can also hinder your progress.
Yes. Perfect. Yeah. Accepted. Yeah. Good. If you have a good peer, they give you good energy. Yeah. It's correct. Malika, do you want to add something?
Yeah, I agree with Sundar that I will quote an example of family encouragement that if our family helps to stay us motivated and praise us, that obviously boosts my confidence. But if there are some negative comments or it then lower my confidence, so I think it makes impact. And also social connections are very important.
Yeah. Yes.
For a shy learner, group discussion may work very good to their progress.
Yeah. Well said. Yeah. Well said. Yes. Correct. Yeah. Here is an example. Having supportive friends helps me stay motivated, but sometimes a social distractions can also get in the way of studying, as like Sudhanshu told. Yeah. So your answer is reflected here. Right? Perfect. Let's see. All right. Okay. We will go for the question number 4. How can understanding others' experience make you a better learner or teacher? So now you're going to answer me. How can understanding others' experience make you a better teacher?
Yes, it's other experience are like an evidence for you.
Hmm.
If you see that the teacher has done this kind of strategies and approaches, and this helped the teacher, and this did not help the teacher, so we can take experience, for example, from them. So we should take such kind, we should also use such kind of strategies that proved helpful from them for our learners. So,
Perfect.
and we should not use those that did not help them.
Yes. Yeah. Understanding the other's experience. Yeah. So example, it helps me to be more patient and supportive. I realize not everyone has the same background. Okay. So as a teacher, you realize that every learner don't have same backgrounds or advantages, like social economic advantages. Okay. That makes me more empathetic. So main thing is this is making you more empathetic. So teachers should be empathy, always should have empathy. Okay. Well said. So now today's lesson summary key message is that what we have learned all together today, it is learning is influenced by who we are with, and where we come from. So this is the learning is influenced. Maybe you are as a learner, so you can understand. Okay, and as a teacher, then you have to understand your learner. Okay, effective education recognize and responds to this diversity. Okay. So this was the key message of today of the topic. Now we have a last question as exit ticket. Let's see now. Whatever now, I'm very sure that you understood the today's topic very well. Yeah. Now, as a future teachers, how will you apply this knowledge? Now, suppose you have a class and you have a different students, like a different student like Ahmed or maybe any girl is there, anyone is there. So how you're going to apply this factors? Malika, can you put something on this? Malika, can you say something on your future teacher plan and your future class?
Yeah, sure. I will make it informed. I must say that the shy learners feel comfortable in my class, and the learners
Hmm.
with different backgrounds don't feel anything challenged. And I will adapt activities so that every learner feels involved, regardless of their ability or culture.
Well said, Malika. Yeah. Sudansh, how you're going to use this now? So all the factors in your teaching.
Yeah, first thing is very important that I will use. I will celebrate the cultural diversity. I might have some students from different backgrounds, so it is very important to make them feel valued and supported. Uh, feel that every kind of student is very important for me, for the school, even if they are celebrating Ramadan, Eid, or Diwali, Holi. I could need to celebrate
Perfect.
each of the event with them. Yeah.
Perfect. Well said. Yes, is well said. Yeah, both were very correct. Okay. Right. So now this is example. Okay, this is the example answer. So I will aim to get to know my learners individually. So teacher is going to aim to know my learners individually. Be flexible in how I teach and create a respectful and inclusive classroom environment. Well said. Very nice. Okay. Thank you. So now, how was it today's lesson, girls?
Yeah, I found it really good and productive, and it was very engaging.
Okay, thank you. And Sudhansh, what is your feedback?
Yeah, for me, it was also informatic. I actually found this topic a bit challenging. So most of the points are very clear now. Thank you.
Okay, Sudhansh and Malika. Okay, then see you next lesson, lesson number 5. Till then, goodbye.
Yeah, sure. Goodbye.
Goodbye.